Hi, Sophie and Sunshine here. And today I am going to show you how to do some high protein vegan meal prep. Okay, so meal prep with me today. This dog is getting very heavy. I'm actually going to have to put her down in a moment. But the truth is that I have people in my house and she's going around biting their feet, which is why I'm holding her right now. So it's either that or now she's kind of in. And then I caught her with a bag of chips just now in my daughter's room. I heard this like crazy crunching sound. And you got those chips, didn't you? Anyway, so I'm really excited about this video today because one of the things that I love to do is to cook. I cook almost every single night in my kitchen at this very stove. And being a whole food plant-based girl, I am very interested in making sure that I create meals that have a ton of really healthy, clean protein in them. Now, for many who are new to whole food plant-based eating, this can be easier said than done, right? You can be like, oh, I just don't know how to cook. So what I'm going to show you in this video is really, really simple. For those of you who are super busy on a very tight budget, I'm going to show you how to do it in a way that it's delicious and you can get enough protein and all the other delicious nutrients too. And I just also wanted to point out that I have these amazing 31-day plant-powered challenges that I run throughout the year. And the next one might be coming up very soon, depending on when you're watching this video. So there's a link for it underneath the video. And after you've watched this video, you may think, I absolutely want to do that challenge, because what I'm showing you today is in a way just a taste of what you learn on the challenge. You get recipes every single day, really easy recipes, a lot of recipes that are 5-ingredient recipes. You get hand holding every single day. You'll learn everything you need to know, what supplements you need to take. The whole 9 yards. And as a board certified nutritionist, this is very important because when you eat whole food plant-based or vegan, you gotta do it right to be healthy. You really, really do. So you're gonna get all that, and private Facebook group, which is this incredible source of support. What are you doing for you? So anyway, link underneath the video. Enough about that. Let's get started with some high protein, budget-friendly vegan meal prep. You ready, Sunshine? So the first thing that I always think about with meal prep are the bases. So I always have 2 bases in my fridge or my freezer. Now, for high protein bases, because we're really focusing on high protein today, I have quinoa and I have lentils. And what I do is I make a massive batch of both. It's really quick. It takes like 10 minutes to cook both of them, actually. Just 10 minutes, huge big pot of them. And then what I do is that I divvy them up in between little smaller glass individual containers. So for instance, this one will be enough for my husband and I. And then I make a bunch of these. I pop them in the freezer or the fridge, very often the freezer, so I have enough for the week. And then I know that I'm good to go. Now, one little tip I wanted to give you here about cooking and prepping your quinoa is, quinoa is not to everybody's taste. Quinoa really is as good as you sort of dress it with all these delicious flavors and sauces, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But one little tip is when you cook it, instead of just cooking it in water, just add a veggie bouillon cube. And if you're worried about the sodium, you can find really great low sodium bouillon cubes. And all the herbs and everything, just add a little bit more flavor. And I also use it when I'm boiling my lentils as well. So that's it. These are the 2 bases that I'm going to show you today. and I'm going to show you different versions using different toppings for both of these bases, and I'm going to show you the protein content of each meal. Okay, so first off, I have my quinoa here. I have about a cup of quinoa, steamed quinoa, and to that I am adding half a cup of black beans. This is a sort of Tex-mex kind of bowl situation. I'm adding a little bit of corn, organic sweet corn, because I personally love that in this kind of a bowl. Little bit of salsa, just because we got to have our salsa, right? And then I'm adding some cashew cream, which is really easy. It's just soaked cashews blended up with lemon juice, a little salt. You could add a little bit of chipotle flavoring if that's your thing. I'm gonna add that. Oh my gosh, this looks so delicious. I'm gonna add a little bit of cilantro, of course. And then just to top up the protein, just to make it even more protein rich, I'm going to sprinkle on some sprouted organic sunflower seeds. Just know that you can always really bring up the protein content of any meal, and you add crunch to it by adding a seed. So look at that. Absolutely delicious, satisfying. There's about 26 grams of protein in this meal, and if your required amount of protein is about roundabout, which for most people, give or take, will be about 50 grams of protein a day, just with this one meal, you've hit half your protein requirement for the day. And the other thing that you might want to do because of meal prep is you can prep this entire bowl really without the cilantro. I don't like to freeze cilantro, but everything else, you could freeze this entire bowl and bring out the bowl, thaw it out and just gently warm it up. You can do that with all these bowls that I'm showing you. So it's really up to you whether you want to freeze it or just create your bases, and it's just easy to add all those toppings as you go. Okay, another quinoa bowl idea. So we've had the Tex-Mex, now we're going to go kind of a little bit more of a Mediterranean flavor. So I'm adding half a cup of organic, make sure they're organic, edamame beans, which is about the cleanest form of soy that you could possibly get. So love that. They're crunchy, they're delicious. This is like a green bowl, so it's going to be so pretty. Now I'm also adding some little florets of broccoli. And if you're really in a pinch with meal prep, just get organic frozen broccoli florets. It's not the end of the world. When we're in a pinch, we don't absolutely have to feel guilty if we don't cook everything, from scratch. I'm just trying to show you how you can cut corners a little bit here. So that's that. Now, what I love to add to this bowl is some vegan pesto. You can make your own, obviously, but in a pinch, just get some store-bought. This one actually came from Trader Joe's, if you live in America, and it's completely vegan, made with cashews. So it's pretty delicious. Now, the crowning protein glory is hemp seeds. So I'm adding about a tablespoon of hemp seeds, which are so healthy and so high in protein. And they're crunchy, they're lovely. It's not like protein powder, it's just delicious. And all of that mixed up, my friends, is so delicious. Like the other bowl, you could make it up like I have done and freeze it, or just have your bases ready to go, your quinoa, and add night or day or morning of. And this bowl clocks in at just over 29 grams of protein. So that's almost 30 grams of protein. And by the way, I wanted to point out that if you want to sort of calculate how much protein you need per day, pop along to another video that I've recorded which is how to stay slim and healthy after the age of 50. And I give you a calculation there in that video, but I'll also write the directions of how to calculate how much protein you need underneath this video, just in case you want to quickly reference that. Okay, now we're on to our lentils. So pulled my lentil base out of the freezer, and for one person, I've put in about 1.5 cups. These are black lentils, which I really like, but you could use green lentils if you want to for this particular bowl. Now, to that bowl, I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of hummus. Love hummus, right? Who doesn't? And you can make your own, or you can get store-bought. Now, the other thing that I have here is some spinach, which is full of protein. And to the spinach, I've popped in some unsweetened dried cherries. You could do unsweetened dried cranberries, but oh my gosh, they just make it taste so, so good. This particular bowl. So I'm going to pop that in there. I'll put the rest in later, but I don't want to cover it now because I want you to see the bowl. And then the protein crowning glory is pumpkin seeds. And if you can ever get sprouted organic pumpkin seeds, they are really delicious. They're really easy to digest. So if you have any digestive issues, you always want to try and get sprouted seeds and nuts. But these ones are, this particular brand is so good. Found them at my local grocery store. And we're popping in about 1/4 cup. And I'm just going to pop that over the top. And that is a delicious bowl. And I just dress the spinach with a tiny little bit of olive oil and lemon juice. So you've got a sort of Mediterranean bowl there. Now that is up to a whopping 40 grams of protein in that delicious bowl. So if you think that's great for a pre-workout snack, a lunch, not a snack, or post-workout meal. And again, you know, if your protein requirements, if you've calculated that you need round about 50, 60 even, grams of protein a day, then this is really getting you up there. So absolutely love this particular bowl. Okay, so my last lentil meal prep is a curry. So I use my slow cooker. Summer, winter, every season, I use it at least once a week, at least in the winter a lot more. And by the way, this particular one is by 360 Cookware, and I'm obsessed with it because you start it off on the stove top like that. And I just throw in, you know, the onions, the garlic, the ginger, whatever. Then you move it to the base here that has a little dial. And so it's so easy to clean. It's the highest grade stainless steel. If you invest in anything, and there's a coupon code. 360 give a coupon code to my audience, so I'll put that underneath the video. Anyway, so curry will get your protein up there every time. For meal prep, slow cooking is fantastic because what I'll do is I'll make a big pot of this curry on the weekend and then I'll simply freeze it. And so I might have it, 2 nights a week and you can change it up. Now, the beauty with this is that the lentils cook very quickly. In a curry, I like to use red lentils because they thicken the curry. They add a massive amount of protein and they cook very, very quickly. Now, I'm going to put the recipe for this delicious veggie curry underneath the video, but it has about 39 grams of protein per portion. And in it, there is organic tofu, there's sweet potato, there's spinach. It's really simple, actually. Loads of garlic, loads of ginger, and loads of red lentils. So the spinach, the red lentils, and the tofu is what's going to give you this protein-rich meal. You can prep it in advance, either in the morning, have it bubbling away when you come home from work. It's all, or college or wherever you're coming home from. It's all bubbling and delicious.
Always make more than you need. I would make double or triple quantities. It's a great way to meal prep. Freeze it in glass containers, and then you've got meals for later in the week or next week or the week after. It freezes really beautifully.
So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Lots of food for thought there, literally. And remember to stock up on your seeds, because as you saw from this video, seeds is where you really bump up that beautiful, healthy, clean protein in every single meal. So let me know if you have any comments or questions, and also, really importantly, let me know if you want more of this kind of a video, if this was useful to you. Hopefully it was super helpful, and any ideas that you might have as well that you want to pop in the comments of certain foods that you love. It might be a certain bar or a drink or something like that that you love. Helpful for the community. Just pop it in the comments, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video and don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos, please subscribe and make sure you click on the bell icon next door to the subscription box so you'll be notified as soon as a video goes live. Also, make sure you turn on the notifications for YouTube on your phone.